Good afternoon, I'm Malcolm Jordan and this is your Midday News Fix for Thursday the 6th of June. The Health Minister says a funding boost for radiology services will cut specialist appointment wait times. Shane Retty's announced $30 million from Health New Zealand baseline funding will go into removing co-payments on X-rays, CT scans and diagnostic ultrasounds. It means patients can be referred directly from their GP. Retty says it'll reduce referrals for patients who can be treated in general practice and increase efficiency during assessments.
Patients can show up with their ultrasound and scan results and diagnosis, their presumptive diagnosis, in hand when they see the specialist.
Prime Minister Chris Luxon's unveiled a plan to remove transit visa requirements for Fijians passing through New Zealand. The deal was set with Prime Minister Setavini Rambuka in Suva this morning. Political editor Jason Walls was there.
In the pair's first bilateral meeting, they set a goal of lifting two-way trade from $1.4 billion to $2 billion a year by 2030. But the centrepiece was the new visa deal. Luxon says many Fijian nationals travel through New Zealand to reach other Pacific Island destinations, so the move will have positive economic impacts.
Luxon also announced $3.6 million for Fiji's Climate Relocation of Communities Trust Fund and $572,000 into upgrading a horticulture facility. Residents say an Auckland street that had a drive-by shooting last night is a quiet family area. Police are still present on Haddon Street in Mangere East, one of two places where armed officers were called overnight to reports of gunfire. Herald reporter Rachel Mayer says there's clearly visible damage.
From just a quick glance, there are at least 7 visible bullet holes in the house, some on the front door, the building itself and through the window.
Multiple agencies are looking into allegations against Te Pāti Māori. It's been alleged information collected at Manarewa Marae was used to help the party's election campaign, which Te Pāti denies. Stats NZ has appointed an investigator, police have received a complaint, and the Privacy Commissioner is considering what to do next. Victoria University Associate Professor Lara Greaves says census data is supposed to be extremely confidential.
And for Māori communities, we know with the census, there's been a bit of a fraught history. So anything that kind of undermines trust in the census for Māori communities is a bad thing overall.
A disappointment. The Ministry for the Environment plans to cull staff as environmental issues grow. The proposal is to cut more than 300 jobs as part of public sector cost savings, bringing the headcount to just under 700. Forest and bird freshwater advocate Tom Kay says we're dealing with crises of climate and biodiversity.
We know that the best way to deal with those impacts is actually to invest in nature, to do things like restore wetlands, restore forests, make room for rivers, and this again is just completely the opposite of what we should be doing.
To sport. All Blacks Scott Barrett and Cody Taylor have extended their New Zealand rugby contracts until the 2027 World Cup. Alexander Zverev has advanced to French Tennis Open semi-finals after defeating Alex de Minaur in straight sets. New Caledonia have withdrawn from the OFC Men's Nations Cup football tournament this month owing to unrest in the country. They were due to face New Zealand in group play. And Qatar is close to hosting the finals weekend for rugby's new Nations Championship from 2026. I'm Malcolm Jordan. That's your latest news fix. We'll be back with the next update at 5 p.m. from the Newstalk ZB newsroom.